So it's Skippily. So today I'm going to give you notes on the historical context of AD, which we know stands for Anno Domini, in the year of our Lord. So AD is an abbreviation that is based upon the assumed year, which is based upon the assumed year of Jesus' birth. We say assumed because we don't know that it's right on the mark. This monk named Dionysius didn't like the system that was currently being used. And if you would like to look up more about the enumeration of years before this system, please do so. There's a lot of information out there, though at times it can be quite complex. And in this context, we're talking, remember, about the Roman Empire, and the Romans were not referring to other civilizations who would have had their own systems of enumerating. Well, Dionysius didn't like it because what they had been doing was based off of Diocletian, and Diocletian did not like the Christians. So this made Dionysius very sad, as you could tell since he was a monk. And so he wasn't the biggest Diocletian fan. So he said not to Diocletian, and he said we're going to time things from Jesus' birth. And using the calendars and the year system that was already in place that the Romans used, he figured out that he was in the year AD 525. And Dionysius didn't write a lot about how he did this process, but we do know that he used the Roman system and how the years were named after the consuls. Remember, the consuls are like the two presidents. They serve for a year, and then eventually they'll be named, and that's during the Republic. And then eventually things will be named after the emperors because we get into the empire. And they counted by years. So it was like the reign of Augustus, in the year of the reign of Augustus, year 1, right? In the reign of Augustus, year 2. Well, this wasn't the best system in the world to start with, clearly, because there could be some inaccuracy depending on who was ruling, how long they ruled, and what happened. So Dionysius decides that he is in year 525 after the birth of Jesus. And this system is going to be widely spread by the year AD 800 and replace that earlier system of using consuls' names and any other earlier system that was going on. There were also a couple of ways to abbreviate, but as I said, you can look into that more. Keep in mind that this is a year as we think of a year because the Julian calendar was already in existence, which was 365 days and 12 months. Now, our current calendar is actually the Gregorian calendar, but it's basically the Julian calendar with a slight couple of modifications, okay? So the year was actually a year, and that's good because that means it's fairly accurate. It wasn't actually popularized by Dionysius. It was popularized by this historian, and he started using it around AD 731. And then, of course, by AD 800, it was widespread. So, big question is, what do you really need to know about this? Well, I definitely want you to know that it is based off the assumed year of Jesus' birth, that it was devised by Dionysius, a monk, in the year AD 525, and that their year was basically our year, right? 365 days of the Julian calendar and 12 months. All right, Skippily, Wale.